it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. A little bit of leftovers. We got some leftovers from Scout Week. Are we going to turn it into Scout Month in June? I don't know. You guys sent me a lot of good content. One of the comments I get, I think I addressed this once already though, but I think it's apropos for this video and tomorrow. And by the way, thanks to MC950 for sending both these in. They're both in his RHM Panzerwagen, which is not necessarily known as the greatest scout in the game. And that is related to the comments, at least one and probably several along the way, along the same vein. Basically the idea that, hey, great video, thanks for that, but the old caveat, right? But it was a really good scout, i.e. the Manticore or EBR or something like that, and the setup was right, and that doesn't really show the reality of the game, or along those kind of lines. And it's a fair comment and criticism. So I like that MC sent me two of these because he's going to have some huge games in the RHM Panzerwagen, and it's a tier 10 light, but not necessarily considered, Manticore level stealthiness. So let's see how MC works. We are here on Malinoka. The next one is on Proc. Okay, fine. Yes, those are two great scout maps, but if I'm going to show a great scout game, I would probably be leaning on one of those two maps to show you a great scout game, right? We could do a Himmelsdorf where you do a lot of damage, but that's not going to usually have a whole lot to do with spotting and stealth and things like that. I think that the basics of how you play the light tank on maps, it's the same for all the different tanks. Yes, some are better than others at certain aspects of it, but it's still the same idea. Tactics talk, right? We're talking about the tactics that work, and you apply them then to the tanks. I was about to say jets, but that was the wrong thing. To the tanks that you're playing to the best of your and its ability. So let's see how MC goes about rocking it with the Panzerwagen. All tier 10 battle, 2 artillery, and only facing another RHM Panzerwagen thing. The next game, he's going to have some tougher opposition. But let's start with this one today on Malinovka with only another RHM. So good for him that there's no EBR or Manticore involved. But let's see how this thing goes down. He's running a CVS. In the bonus slot, he has an LNES and only regular optics. Kind of interesting. I don't know if he doesn't have bounty optics or not. Maybe it's on another tank, etc. But that would have been a little bit better. I think he's got large and small kit or some such thing. Or are they both small? That's odd. And some chocolate. It is chocolate. And only 3 heat shells. So interesting setup, to be quite honest. Let's see what happens with MC. I haven't seen this. This is going to be more of a ride along. I'm curious myself how he got such a good result out of it, and I'm hoping to learn something myself as we go. We will assume that he knows that the other Panzerwagen is the only other light tank he's noticed. He makes a little run right there. Okay. So he goes forward a bit, but not too deep, and then uses, I like this. All right, so a couple things going on right here. He made a little bit of a run where he probably figured he wouldn't get spotted unless their Panzerwagen just YOLO'd straight ahead, and that would be highly unusual, although sometimes the other side, the north spawn, will go for these bushes. So you do have to keep that in mind. It's harder for him to get to them like he's doing, but I'm kind of impressed. I like the little run this way, and then when he came around and came hot towards them, he's using this bush line right here. If we go like this, we zoom in, we can see that this is now covering up a significant portion of the places they could see him. Bit of a danger over here if somebody comes through this open spot, potentially. Let's see how he gets away or doesn't get away with what he's doing. Wow, okay. Now that's something, folks. That's something. And did he catch the RHM out? He surely did. He caught the other RHM out in that bush. Wow. That's, okay. So like I said, you can learn something. Let's think about this for a second. Number one, there was only one other scout, right? There was no EBR. That would be extremely dangerous with an EBR because they quite commonly come out into the open right there and rage around. So that was not a danger. The other RHM could have come across to counter, but it looks like it went for the standard bush and paid the price. And now everything is scurrying away like roaches. I think I showed you a replay similar to this, although I didn't come to this position until later in the game, but I did show how much vision you can get from these bushes into the north spawn area, and you can gather up some assist. But I don't know how long he's gonna be able to stay here. We'll have to see. He's already up to 3,147 assists, and this poor FV Well, now he's unlit. That's interesting. Looks like maybe he's scooching around a bit to try to get an angle. If that guy even moves at all, he should get lit. Notice there's a TVP somewhere in here nearby. Last seen in the down into the goalie there, so I don't know if he got all the way. I'm not sure if that TVP actually got over there or he's just turtled up in those bushes, scared for his life. That's very interesting. We'll have to pay attention to what happens with that 50-51 because I'm very curious where he actually went. I don't think he could have got away without being seen. So I want to say he has to be in one of those bushes unmoving. Okay, the Bat Chat makes a bad move. The Bat Chat tries to come down here and get in the bush. The FV gets lit. The Bat Chat's like, what am I getting spotted by? Honestly, I would, if I was on the other team, I would be looking at going, I'm not 100% sure what's happening right here. And because it's a pub match and they don't all have a open conversation with each other, it's harder to kind of figure these things out. If they were all talking, they might come to the conclusion based on who was saying where they were spotted and when. They might have been able to come to the conclusion that maybe someone was up in these bushes right here. But right now, just based on it being a pub match and it being very difficult to communicate, I'd be surprised if anyone had any idea, although the TVP might. He hasn't moved though, so I'm not sure if he's still there, fellas. Look at the poor Bat Chat just coming across. He's like, what is happening? Why? There he is. The TVP was there. The TVP makes our runner. We were at 5,000 assists. These guys are getting absolutely massacred. That's extremely tempting, but I think it's smart that you didn't take that shot. I think everyone watching this knows it's smart. I don't even know if I have to say I think it's smart. It's absolutely smart. So the TVP, I think if the TVP gets lit again, although I bet when he ran and got lit, he knows that this light tank's close. Yeah, he has to know someone's up in these bushes by now. That would be my guess if I was him, that there's somebody really close. Because normally you can kind of move around back there a bit, even if somebody's in that bush back behind where our hero is right now. I think the hit points here are going to dry up a bit because these guys are really now in a hard turtle worried about getting spotted. And I'm not sure how we get out of this, to be honest. That TVP is too close. If we get out in the open, Adolly's going to see us. Killing the RHM, excellent. That was a good kill. We did not get any of the assist on that, so it looks like the 430U caught him out, or maybe the Leopard. So that's a good thing. People are blind shooting into the bush. Minotauro's down. We built a nice lead. We have 5,000 assists. This is not what I would have guessed, guys, to be honest. And now I think really if you're going to get more assists, you've got to do one of two things. Either bail out of there and go look to the middle, or maybe this guy just makes a really stupid move. Okay, well, that's another way. Okay. I was actually going to say, or push up underneath these guys and start getting more assists. You got to like it when the enemy team is completely on board with giving you some more assist. That poor guy. Oh, we found that guy. Is he looking at us? Surely that got us lit. How on earth? All right, I'm extremely surprised by that. I think his spotting point, I think the top spotting point wasn't quite around the rock, fellas. Certainly the gun one was covered, but I think the top spotting point just was a bit behind the rock, so we just didn't get seen there. That's a great, because I don't see him not being spotted out in the open that close, even with all of his stealth. So the spotting point wasn't there. We're at 7,745. Now we're feeling a little bit free to take shots. Yeah, I was going to say, we're probably getting spotted with that shot. I don't know. I do that too, man. I think if you'd have faded back a bit and got a little bit more behind the bushes and whatnot there, you'd have had a chance to take a shot without getting spotted. But there's two Leopards who have great spotting sitting there. Honestly, the purple team won the hill, or at least held it. But it looks like MC's team didn't do a whole lot to try to get to the hill. Yeah, that guy started moving, so we get a little behind him. Dink. Oops, darn, that was not our assist. It's too bad. 7,745. And now we're going to grab some forest assists. The question is, how many of those guys on the hill have come back? I don't think probably any of them. So he's just going to accept the assist, maybe put a shot on this guy. There we go. Well, that was a hell of a high roll at 453. Was that an HE round? Sure was. This has a nice little HE gun, actually, fellas. Think about that while you're driving it. It's got a nice little HE round on it. That's one Artie. Now we just got to find the next one. Where is that bugger? Probably a little higher, I guess. Otherwise, we'd have seen him by now. Looks like the 268.4 has come back. Doom. There we go. 500 more assists, guys. Drops us, or brings us up to 8,252. Not sure what he's looking for there. Maybe somebody got to the corner. I don't think so. They're on the hill. There's the leopard. That guy quit. Nice. Nice. 437. Another HE round into the leopard. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. We're at 8,900 assists, guys. We went to the middle on Malinovka. The middle on Malinovka, right? So it's not a Manicore. It's not an EBR. But I like the assessment, you know, provided that's exactly how he assessed it. Who knows? He'll have to let us know down there. But it looks like he looked at that and went, well, we got just 2 RHMs. So I'll make that little run across the middle. Maybe I'll catch the other RHM if he goes deep for some silly reason. I thought that was both aggressive and conservative at the same time. Kind of came back a little bit, looked at it, and then went straight for those bushes. I guess the little run's not a bad idea, because if the enemy mediums are going to come straight across down here to the corner, they kind of come right across quickly. So that little dive into the field may have caught them. Because if you went straight, you'd get caught out, right? So he does that little move, doesn't see anything, still could get caught out. You know, they could be late. They may have gone all the way around, yada, yada. So you are taking a big chance getting there. But that was absolutely brutal. Again, no EBR, no Manicore, that kind of thing. Caught out the other RHM in the magic bush down there. Forced him out of that. And holy cow, just talk about absolutely owning an entire half of a map based on assist damage and vision. Nicely done. I'm going to be honest, it's been a long time since I've really considered from that south spawn. And be careful, fellas, because I think very situational here with that. It would be easy to get caught out. But based on the setup on the 2 sides and how things went, thanks, fellas. I guess the morning go is coming into land. Based on the setup and what he had, a chance well taken, guys. A chance well taken. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks, MC. And tomorrow we got another one from MC where he's going to crank out even more assists. That's all I've got. See ya.